Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Adam, and this is the channel Daily English Listening. In this podcast, we try to speak slowly and use clear and simple English that is suitable for beginners and intermediate learners, especially people at levels A1 and A2. The goal of this podcast is to help you improve your listening skills while you relax and enjoy a simple conversation. Today, we're going to talk about an interesting topic that can change our lives in a very quiet but powerful way. The topic is small habits and the difference they can make in our lives over time. Sarah, what do you think about small habits?
I think this is a very important topic, Adam, because many people want to improve their lives, but they believe that change must be big and fast, and because of that, they sometimes feel overwhelmed and do nothing. However, small habits show us that change can start with very simple actions that we repeat every day, and these actions slowly grow into something powerful.
Yes, I completely agree with you, Sarah. When people hear the word habit, they sometimes imagine something difficult or something that requires a lot of time. But a habit can actually be very small and still be very effective. For example, someone who wants to learn English does not need to study for 3 hours every day. Instead, they can listen to English for 15 minutes each day. And after many weeks, those 15 minutes will create real progress.
That is a very good example, and language learning is actually one of the best areas where small habits can make a big difference. When you listen to a little English every day, your brain slowly becomes familiar with the sounds, the rhythm, and the common words. And after some time, you start to understand more and more without feeling that you are making a huge effort.
Yes, exactly. And something interesting happens when we repeat a small action every day. At the beginning, it feels like a very small step, but after many days and many weeks, the results begin to accumulate. This is what we call a cumulative effect, where many small actions combine together and create a big result that was not obvious in the beginning.
I like that idea of the cumulative effect because it reminds us that progress is often invisible at first. For example, someone might read 2 pages of a book every day, and during the first week, this does not feel like a big achievement, but after several months, that person may discover that they have finished many books without even realizing how it happened.
That is a great example, and we can see the same idea in many areas of life. If someone decides to walk for 10 minutes every day, the walk may feel small and simple, but after a few months, that person becomes more active and healthier, and their body begins to feel stronger and more energetic.
I also think that small habits are powerful because they are easier to start. When we create very big goals, like studying a language for 2 hours every day or exercising for a long time, the goal can feel heavy and difficult, and because of that, many people stop before they even begin. Small habits, however, feel friendly and possible.
That is true, and there is another important point here. When a habit is small and simple, we are more likely to repeat it every day, and repetition is the real secret behind improvement. It is not about doing something perfectly one time. It is about doing something consistently again and again.
Yes, consistency is really the key. If you practice something a little every day, your brain slowly adapts and learns, and after some time, the activity becomes natural. This is why many successful people talk about routines and daily habits, because routines make progress easier and more automatic.
I remember reading about people who improved their skills by focusing on very small daily actions. Some writers decide to write just 1 page a day, and some musicians practice their instrument for a short period every day. And after a year, they discovered that their ability has grown much more than they expected.
And the interesting thing is that small habits also help us build confidence. When we complete a small task every day, we feel a sense of success, and that feeling encourages us to continue. Instead of feeling stressed about a big goal, we feel satisfied with a small achievement.
That is an excellent point, because motivation often comes after action, not before it. Many people wait until they feel motivated before they start something new, but small habits teach us that we can simply begin with a tiny step, and motivation will slowly appear as we see progress.
Another helpful idea is to connect a new habit with something that already exists in your daily routine. For example, if you drink coffee every morning, you can listen to an English podcast while you drink it, and this way the habit becomes part of your normal daily life.
Yes, that strategy works very well because it reduces the effort needed to remember the habit. Instead of asking yourself when you should practice English, you automatically practice it during a moment that already exists in your day.
I think this is one of the reasons why podcasts are so helpful for language learners. People can listen while walking, while traveling on the bus, or even while doing simple tasks at home, and this allows them to create a learning habit without changing their entire schedule.
That is exactly the idea behind this podcast. We want to create a relaxed space where listeners can practice English regularly without pressure, and over time, those small listening sessions will help them become more comfortable with the language.
I hope our listeners will remember that progress does not need to be dramatic or fast. Even a small daily action can change your skills and your confidence if you repeat it patiently for a long time.
Before we finish today's episode, we would like to give you a small challenge. Choose one simple habit that can help you improve your English, such as listening to a short podcast, reading a small paragraph, or learning a few new words every day.
Try to repeat this habit for 1 week and then continue for another week. If you stay consistent, you may be surprised by the progress you notice after some time.
Thank you very much for listening to our conversation today. Remember that learning a language is a journey that grows step by step, and small habits can guide you toward big results.
We hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful for your English learning journey.
See you in the next episode of Be Native by Listening.
Goodbye, everyone.